afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Star Carb Review. I'm your host, as always, Star Carb. Thanks for tuning in to all those brand new to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in and picking this video. I really appreciate it. To everyone returning, you know I appreciate you all. You guys do an amazing job of tuning in each time to my videos. And anyone new that's commented and whatnot, I really appreciate everything that you guys do, whether it's a comment or a like here or there. It's all the same to me. I just appreciate it. But with today's video, it's going to be an interesting one. I feel like I haven't spoken about this because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. Final Fantasy VII, I absolutely adore Final Fantasy VII, the remake. I am super excited for Rebirth, but the more I talk about Final Fantasy VII, the more I just get completely excited for Rebirth. And as everyone would have guessed, I'm really excited for the changes in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. As controversial as that is, and a lot of people either don't like the changes, don't want the changes to happen, I feel, and as a huge fan, I'm not grouped in with all those other people, especially big YouTubers out there that, you know, say that the majority of fans didn't like this and the majority of fans didn't like that, and going forward Final Fantasy VII really needs to stick to this or that. I don't agree with a lot of that at all. In actual fact, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first part of the Final Fantasy VII remake project, the first one did a lot of things completely fresh and new to the franchise that really changed some of the story, but in completely different ways. But it still felt wholly like it was a part of the original game. And, you know, all those events leading up to it, we got to see a lot of that. But it changed up a lot of the story, especially with the Whisperers, as controversial as that is. And a lot of people didn't like that aspect and they thought that was crap. I'm going to say I thoroughly enjoyed the whole Whisperers aspect. And I'm so happy that they're coming back in the second, in Rebirth. I really am. For those that hate the Whisperers, meh. I honestly, it changed up the story. It changed some elements of the story, which that's what Final Fantasy VII needs. Its story, we know the original story is absolutely amazing. We know what happened to Zack in the original story, and we got more of his story expanded in Crisis Core. And now we're going to get more of his story. He's going to become a very important part in Rebirth. Whether he's alive or dead or an alternate timeline, who knows? The excitement of it is there's going to be new story elements added into it which are going to change up the story. I'm all for it. I see a lot of these high-profile YouTubers that, you know, that absolutely love Final Fantasy VII and commend it for all of this, but then still have their doubts and concerns and, oh, I hope it doesn't stray too far from the original story or whatnot, and I hope it doesn't do this and I hope it doesn't do that. I'm all for the changes. I really am. The changes change up the story while making the events, some of the major events will inevitably be the same, but the stuff that leads up to those events are swapped and changed, and everything happens differently now. And I am so excited to see where that goes, where that leads, how the story progresses, how Zack's story becomes more important, how Avalanche's story becomes more important, because, you know, one surviving member left, let's face it, and that's Biggs. I am so intrigued to see how his story plays out. Zack's story, involvement in that. I mean, I absolutely love Zack, and, you know, in an alternative story or an alternative game, we all wanted Zack to survive. Let's not kid ourselves around here, people. for many, many years after Final Fantasy VII was out. People contemplated with fan fiction, with theories and all of that, that if they could do a continuation of it, or an alternate story where Zack would be alive and a part of Cloud's crew, that would be absolutely amazing. It's been out there. I've seen stuff out there, and other people can't deny it as well, that over the years there's been all these fan theories about Zack, and fan fiction about him. So, people really need to, I think, take a dial back and realize that Square Enix are delivering a masterpiece in the works. And let's face it, Final Fantasy VII Remake project so far turns out to be a masterpiece. The original was a masterpiece. And, as controversial as it is that a lot of people are stepping on Tetsuya Nomura's shoes and going, oh, he's ruining the story. He's ruined this. He's ruined that. He ruined the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Boo-hoo. I think to myself, for what it's worth, and I giggle and laugh to myself when people out there cry and complain about Tetsuya Nomura. I think Tetsuya Nomura has done an amazing job with any video game that he's worked on. Final Fantasy VII Remake project, absolutely perfect. I love the changes that he's doing to it. Fantastic. Kingdom Hearts franchise, I understand the Kingdom Hearts franchise. There's a lot of people that go, it's convoluted, I can't understand this, well, he's gone too far like this, blah, 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 blah. I hate Advent Children. He ruined Advent Children too, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh my god, keep rolling off the tongue, people. Like, really? It's becoming a bit of a joke. And yeah, I will say it. And while I do respect Night Sky Prince, Maximilian Dude, Dashing David, Ray Kaufman, and all of them, I know they're all huge fans and they absolutely love Final Fantasy VII and the franchise and all, but I have to disagree with some of their videos that they bring out where, like I said, and this is my biggest complaint, is they group a lot of it in, like the majority of fans didn't like this, or the majority of fans didn't like that, or the majority of fans didn't like Dirge of Cerberus, they didn't like these changes, or Advent Children, is as outdated as it is now, and it didn't really, it changed a lot of stuff up, I respect them, I respect all of them, but some of the stuff that they talk about is, it just irks me a little that they group, and myself, I'm not grouped in that majority, that I loved Dirge of Cerberus, I loved Advent Children, I loved all the changes in the remake, as much as they can say that they didn't like these changes, or didn't like that change, or this could have been done better or whatnot, or they're complaining about Tetsuya Nomura, oh my god, Tetsuya Nomura's back again, he's going to curse it and whatnot. I feel like they really need to appreciate and respect the work that Square Enix is trying to do for the gaming community. They're giving us a video game, they're giving us something fans have been wanting for friggin' years, and then it comes out and everyone loves it and whatnot, but then, all this stuff comes out that majority of fans didn't like this and majority of fans didn't like that. And it's not to make anyone feel bad. I don't want them to feel bad. I genuinely love their videos. I can't get enough of watching their videos. But at the same time, I watch these videos and sometimes they talk like fans didn't like this and fans didn't like that. Well, as a fan, as a huge fan, I never got asked what I liked, what I disliked, because I loved every aspect of it. The gameplay changes, the RPG elements were all new and fresh and mixed up, classic, action, it's the same thing, and I love what they're doing with Final Fantasy VII projects as a whole. I really, really do. But to be grouped into something that I feel like I am not a part of, I feel like that's a little bit of a kick in the teeth to the people that, like myself, don't agree with what other people have grouped themselves in by saying that, oh, we, as majority of fans, we didn't like this and we didn't like that. And it's kind of like, yeah, no, actually. I actually loved Advent Children. I actually loved Dirge of Cerberus. Crisis Core was absolutely amazing. The remaster was an absolute masterpiece. Well, some people can agree, some people can disagree and say that it was a big pile of shit. And it wasn't a big pile of shit. It was absolutely friggin' amazing, the remaster. Square Enix did the incredible job of giving us a remaster that was incredible. Still waiting for a remaster of Dirge of Cerberus. I really want a remaster of Dirge of Cerberus. I did a video on why Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII deserves a remaster. It really does. Considering, Final Fantasy VII as a whole is getting a lot of treatment and a lot, the remake treatment. I would assume that Dirge of Cerberus would get a remaster, very much like Crisis Core, but change some of the gameplay elements and RPG elements and the shooter elements and add some new things into it to give the game as a whole, a completely new experience while being, the remaster that I think Dirge of Cerberus deserves. I really, really do. But with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out on the 29th of February, I just cannot wait. I am all for the changes as much as people will probably jump on this video and go, oh, you're just complaining about this and complaining about that, and you have no idea. You're commenting on people that are well respected in the community. I'm not disparaging against any of them. I respect them as content creators. I'm just saying that some of the stuff that they talk about in some of their videos, I highly disagree with, and that's just my opinion. And while they feel like, their opinion is an opinion as well, it is. And I'm not saying they're right and I'm wrong. I'm just saying I highly disagree with some of the stuff that they talk about in their videos. And while the rest of their content is absolutely amazing, their content is flawless. I can't make any... their content is amazing. That's why I subscribe to their channel. I'm just saying that, for some of them that, are big, high content creators and, respect Final Fantasy and that, sometimes I feel like too, they comment on things that, as myself, like I said, as a fan, they lump you in as majority of fans didn't like this and the majority of fans didn't. Well, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I absolutely loved all the changes. I just feel like too that people really just need to take a chill pill at the end of the day and realize the video game industry is to give us really good video games. They're not there to bow to your every will and whim and go, well, we're going to add this, we're going to add that, we're going to add this, we're going to add that. Exactly what the fans want. At the end of the day, they're giving us something that us, video gamers and fans, enjoy playing, delivering it to us the best way they can. And there's a lot of people out there that poo-poo, that just shit on developers, shit on the writers, shit on all the people that work on these video games. They're going, oh, they ruined this aspect. Oh, they ruined Sephiroth. Oh, they ruined Cloud. Oh no, they're gonna fuck over Zack real bad. Oh my god, there goes Aerith. She's gonna get all shat on, while the rest of them, are sidelined. It's just, I find it so funny, and that it's kind of like, come on, guys, come on, people. Like, at the end of the day, we're gamers. We're there to enjoy video games, not shit on a video, not shit on other people, and not shit on other people's games that they've developed and whatnot that they've done very, very hard work on to, you know, be shat on by you as a fan by going, oh, this is shit because they didn't add this or they didn't add that. They didn't add that favorite feature. In time, they'll add stuff like that, exactly like Assassin's Creed Mirage added New Game Plus several weeks after its launch and whatnot. They'll get to it. Things like that take time, updates, you know. Developers and all that are running on fumes as it is, especially with COVID that hit and everything like that. It slowed everything down, and to get the rhythm back now, it's 2024. Let's all get excited for the stuff that makes us feel good, and as fans, unite as fans and go, what an extremely awesome job you've done. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing when Rebirth comes out, going, oh my fucking god, this is a dream come true for Final Fantasy VII Part 2 Rebirth. This is a dream come true to see all of this in on a next gen console, going, I thought this would never fucking happen. And at one point, I thought after Advent Children that Final Fantasy VII, that's all that Final Fantasy VII was going to get, was a movie. That was it. Never in my wildest dreams had I ever thought that they were ever going to make a remake. But when I saw that original thing on Final Fantasy VII Remake project on the PlayStation 3, that trailer, I was like, oh my fucking god, are you kidding? I literally broke down in tears with happiness because I was like, oh my god, it's finally fucking happening. And then, you know, it went years, and then finally the remake is, the first part of the remake, 2020, is here. And it was fucking glorious. Absolutely amazing. And now, part 2 in 2024, and then part 3 being, we don't know what the subtitle is. We don't know when that one will be released, but let's all remember, people, that Square Enix are doing their absolute best to give us the game that fans have been wanting for friggin' years, but they're taking care into everything that they're doing, and people complaining and going, oh, this is taking so long, oh, they're going to release the next part 10 years later or whatnot. The second part, has taken maybe 4 years. It's not very long. 4 years has gone by very, very quick. If the last part takes 3, 4, or 5 years, I'm all for it. It means they don't rush it. But with that, people, I will leave it at that. I'll have another video out for you in the next couple of hours. I'll have a few, actually, hopefully. But yes, this is that video done. This video done. Just needed to get it out there. I really need to talk about this subject because I feel like it's one that I really, really cherish and hope to see with all the changes with Rebirth and that it's going to be one of the best Final Fantasy games out there. And as far as I'm concerned, Final Fantasy VII, anything Final Fantasy VII is, in my books, hands down, a masterpiece. And I really can't wait for Rebirth. But other than that, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And I will catch you all with the next one. Bye.